Welcome! There's a growing interest in protecting beneficial insects by providing enticing habitats to attract and sustain them. To help understand this concept, we created this basic Webinet, a condensed form of a standard webinar. By the end of this Webinet, we hope you'll have the information necessary to incorporate some of these strategies into your production systems. Beneficial insects are species that perform valued services like pollination and pest management. Bees and flies are some of the most focused on insect pollinators. Many insects that provide pest management are predators and parasitoids of other insects. Several species of flies and wasps are parasitoids and tend to have a narrow host range. Many of these adult parasitoids lay their eggs inside insects or their eggs. Then, their developing larvae kill their host. Several species of predatory bugs and beetles actively seek out their prey. Many have a wide host range and kill an assortment of pests. There are also many predatory flies and wasps and pollinating butterflies and moths, but these are just a few examples of common beneficial insect types. Some even serve dual functions, acting as pest-fighting pollinators. Beneficial insects that provide pest management services are often called natural enemies and are valuable biological control agents. Biological control is an important part of an integrated pest management program. Biological control involves active human role in facilitating its use. There are three types: classical or importation, where natural enemies are introduced to new locations; augmentation, where you purchase and release natural enemies; and conservation, that relies on the modification of the environment to favor native and introduced natural enemy populations. Many natural enemies need floral resources in addition to prey or hosts. Many need the pollen and nectars for energy, egg maturation, and other vital life functions, and to support their diets in the absence of their prey. For many insects, their value as pollinators and biological control agents are yet to be determined. It is important to be able to recognize beneficial insects you see on a regular basis. This will help you distinguish between friend from foe and to understand their functional roles within the ecosystem. Looks can often be deceiving. For example, one of these flying insects is not like the others. Can you guess which one? If you guessed C, you are correct. A and B are both syrphid flies, causing no threat to humans, and C is a bulb-faced hornet, which we all know are better off left alone. Syrphid flies mimic bees and wasps to protect themselves from other predators and allow them to blend in with their other pollinating friends. These are all pest-fighting pollinators that serve a vital role in nature, and their establishment and presence should be encouraged and respected. Our pollinators are stressed for a variety of reasons. Some of the major stressors are habitat loss, diseases, disorders, and parasites, direct and indirect effects from pesticides, climate change, and light pollution. For some of the reasons just described, there is a critical need to protect and encourage the establishment of beneficial insects that perform valued pollination and pest management services. Establishing habitat plantings is a simple and effective way to help our beneficial insects. These plantings provide the resources beneficials need to survive, such as food, shelter, and sites to reproduce. They come in many shapes and sizes as hedgerows, borders, interplantings, and mixed containers. They are often established as a mixture of different plant varieties, including species native to the region. It's important to provide a diversity of flower shapes and sizes. This ensures blooms will be present all season, and the flowers will cater to the diversity of floral preferences of an assortment of beneficial insects. Color also matters, with some of the most attractive being purples, blues, and yellows. It's a good habit to monitor plantings to be sure they are not harboring unwanted pests. If they are, it's good to keep an eye out that they're being kept in balance. The following are a few examples of perennials that have been shown to be attractive to pollinators: pale leaf sunflower, yarrow, coneflower, anise hyssop, Culver's root, sand coreopsis, spotted bee balm, and hairy beard tongue. These are just a few examples. There is a resource list at the end of this presentation with links to many publications with guidelines for planting for pollinators. Over the past 3 years, we have established and inspected habitat plantings for beneficials at several greenhouse nursery and high tunnel locations around Vermont. We also displayed educational signs to inform the public about the importance of providing habitat plantings to encourage the establishment of beneficial insects. The habitat hedges consisted of Indian blanket, zinnia, sunflower, marigold, plains coreopsis, ageratum, blue cornflower, Verbena bonariensis, alyssum, and wild cosmos. These are a few examples of these showy habitat hedges in many different settings. You can make a difference by helping to protect our beneficial insects by encouraging their survival. Practice integrated pest management. Learn to identify insects that are visiting your flowers and get to know them. The more you know about them, the more you will appreciate their roles in life and want to protect them. Provide habitat plantings with a diversity of flowering shapes, sizes, and bloom times to attract and support them. You can even build and add pollinator houses to attract wild bees, or even go and buy one. There is a time and place for using pesticides. Think about using alternative strategies first and become informed about the newer, less toxic chemistries. Finally, help spread the word and pass on the knowledge about the importance of protecting beneficials so they can help us in return. Here is a resource list to help you get started attracting beneficial insects to your garden. Thank you for watching. We also thank the agencies acknowledged on this page for their support so we can bring you these educational presentations. If you'd like more information on this specific project, please view the link at the top. Also, please visit our General Entomology Lab website for a wealth of information on integrated pest management, saffron, and more.